Then there was Kane Tanaka of Japan, who amazed the world by living to 119 years old. Born in 1903, she witnessed 2 world wars, multiple pandemics, and the rise of airplanes, computers, and the internet. Yet through it all, she lived with joy, humor, and resilience. Her story continues to inspire people around the globe, not only because of her age, but because of the lessons she left behind about how to live a long, meaningful, and happy life. Her life matters because it challenges the way we think about aging. Too often, old age is linked with decline, weakness, and dependence. Many fear growing older because they associate it with illness or loneliness. Kane's story shows another reality. She lived through hardship, yet never lost her curiosity or her gratitude for life. Even as the years advanced, she continued to smile, laugh, and share her playful spirit. She proved that aging can be more than survival. It can be a chapter of joy, wisdom, and connection. Scientists who study longevity have long been fascinated by people like Kane. While genetics play a role, researchers have found that lifestyle choices are just as critical. In fact, studies of blue zones, regions of the world where people frequently live past 100, including Okinawa in Japan, show clear patterns. Residents in these places eat simple, balanced diets, stay physically active through daily routines, maintain strong social ties, and nurture positive outlooks. Kane's habits match these principles closely, long before the term blue zone became popular. She was living proof that extraordinary longevity can emerge from ordinary routines done consistently with care and joy. Diet is one clear example. In Japan, meals traditionally include rice, fish, vegetables, miso soup, and green tea. These foods provide essential nutrients without the excess of processed sugar or unhealthy fats. Seniors who eat this way often report having more energy, less inflammation, and fewer chronic health problems. For instance, swapping sugary snacks for fruit or tea helps stabilize energy, while eating fish instead of processed meat lowers the risk of heart disease. Kane followed these kinds of habits naturally, and they likely played a role in her extraordinary health. Movement was another key part of her life. While she wasn't an athlete, she stayed active through ordinary routines, walking, doing small daily tasks, and keeping her body engaged. This is something any senior can apply. Exercise doesn't need to mean hours at the gym. Gardening, walking, stretching, or even household chores all help preserve muscle and balance. Science shows that seniors who move regularly, even in gentle ways, are less likely to suffer from frailty or falls. Equally important was Kane's mindset. She was known for her love of puzzles, games, and conversation. She enjoyed learning new things and kept a playful spirit. This mental stimulation helped her stay sharp, while her optimism helped her face life's challenges with strength. Research shows that laughter, curiosity, and positivity reduce stress, protect the heart, and even slow cognitive decline. Seniors who nurture these qualities often feel younger and more energized, regardless of their chronological age. And then there is the power of community. Kane lived with family and maintained strong social ties throughout her life. Studies consistently show that loneliness is one of the biggest risks to health in older age, while connection protects both mental and physical well-being. Seniors who share meals with loved ones, join community activities, or simply maintain regular conversations report higher levels of happiness and live longer, healthier lives. Kane's sense of connection, both to her family and her faith, likely supported her longevity just as much as her diet and activity. Generalized examples help bring these lessons home. Many older adults who adjust their meals toward more whole foods, move their bodies daily, and stay socially connected often notice that life feels easier. They have steadier energy, recover faster from illness, and maintain independence longer. These aren't dramatic, overnight changes. They're small habits practiced consistently over time, just as Kane Tanaka demonstrated. Her story matters for another reason. Populations around the world are aging rapidly. In Japan, nearly 1 in 3 people is already over the age of 65, and countries like the United States and those in Europe are following the same path. As more people live longer, the question becomes not just how to add years, but how to make those years worth living. Kane's life showed us that with joy, connection, and balance, it is possible to reach extraordinary ages with dignity and happiness. The beauty of her example is that it wasn't about perfection. She lived simply, embraced small joys, and allowed herself treats without guilt. She proved that longevity doesn't require wealth, strict diets, or secret formulas. Instead, it comes from ordinary choices made with consistency and a positive spirit. When people ask about the secret to living long, Many expect a single superfood or a miracle supplement. But for Kane Tanaka, one of the most consistent lessons from her 119 years was the value of simple, balanced nourishment. Her diet was not extreme or trendy. Instead, it reflected Japan's traditional food culture, one that science now recognizes as one of the healthiest in the world. Her meals were built on staples like rice, vegetables, fish, miso soup, tofu, and green tea. These foods provided protein, fiber, vitamins, and antioxidants in natural balance. Fish and tofu offered muscle-protecting protein and healthy fats that supported her heart and brain. Vegetables added color and nutrients that reduced inflammation and strengthened her immune system. Fermented foods such as miso and pickled vegetables gave her gut a steady supply of probiotics, which science now connects to improved digestion and even sharper thinking. Green tea, rich in antioxidants called catechins, provided cellular protection against aging. Generalized examples show the impact of these choices. Seniors who swap fried or processed meals for lighter dishes with fish and vegetables often find they digest food more easily, maintain steadier energy, and recover from fatigue faster. Those who replace soda or sweetened drinks with green tea or water notice reduced inflammation and better hydration. Even small adjustments, like adding a serving of beans or leafy greens each day, can create noticeable improvements in energy and resilience. Another part of Kane's approach was moderation. She never lived by strict restrictions. In fact, she was famously fond of chocolate and occasionally enjoyed soda. This balance is critical. By not forbidding herself the joy of occasional treats, she avoided the stress and frustration that often come with strict diets. Science shows that diets built on harsh rules are difficult to maintain, while those based on moderation and consistency last a lifetime. Seniors who enjoy healthy meals most of the time but allow small indulgences occasionally tend to stick with their routines for life and experience less guilt along the way. The benefits of this style of eating reach far beyond nutrition. First, it helps maintain muscle mass. Seniors who consume enough protein from fish, eggs, beans, or tofu keep their bodies strong, which lowers the risk of falls and frailty. Second, it protects the heart and blood vessels. Omega-3s from fish, antioxidants from vegetables, and lower levels of processed fats all reduce the risk of cardiovascular disease. Third, it supports brain health. Nutrients like omega-3s, B vitamins, and antioxidants help preserve memory, focus, and mood stability. But diet also provides emotional benefits. Sharing meals with family, savoring familiar flavors, and enjoying cultural traditions connect people to their roots. Food becomes more than fuel. It becomes a way of expressing love, gratitude, and joy. For Kane, eating well wasn't about following a strict plan. It was about living with balance, enjoying nourishment, and keeping mealtime as a source of comfort and happiness. This is encouraging news for seniors today. It shows that it's never too late to make changes. Research consistently finds that even small dietary improvements in older adulthood extend life and improve quality of life. A senior who adds more vegetables, replaces refined grains with whole grains, or enjoys fish twice a week may quickly notice better energy, improved mobility, and stronger recovery after illness. Balanced nourishment doesn't demand perfection. It rewards progress. Kane Tanaka's lesson here is timeless. Eat simply, eat consistently, and eat with joy. Her way of eating wasn't complicated, but it was powerful. It combined nutrient-rich foods, moderation, and enjoyment. That combination fueled her body for over a century, protecting her strength and helping her stay engaged with the world around her. Of course, food is only one part of the story. Kane's longevity was also shaped by her mindset and outlook on life. She embraced curiosity, playfulness, and optimism, even when life brought hardship. If diet nourished her body, her mindset nourished her spirit. And that balance between physical and emotional well-being was the true secret to her extraordinary years. If food was the fuel that sustained Kane Tanaka's long life, then her mindset was the compass that guided it. Living through 119 years meant facing countless challenges: wars, pandemics, personal hardships, and enormous cultural change. Yet despite those struggles, she was known for her cheerful outlook, her curiosity, and her humor. This positive spirit was not only uplifting for those around her, but also a critical factor in her longevity. Science confirms what Kane modeled. Mental and emotional health are directly linked to physical health. Seniors who maintain a positive outlook live longer, recover faster from illness, and face less risk of chronic disease. Optimism lowers stress hormone levels, which protects the heart and immune system. Joyful activities like laughter release endorphins, natural chemicals that ease pain and boost mood. In Kane's case, her sense of playfulness was as protective as any diet or exercise routine. One of her favorite activities was solving puzzles and playing games. These activities were more than entertainment. They kept her mind sharp. Research shows that mental stimulation strengthens neural pathways and slows cognitive decline. Seniors who regularly challenge their brains with reading, games, or hobbies often maintain clearer thinking and better memory. In generalized examples, an older adult who spends time with crosswords, Sudoku, or even learning a new skill may find their focus and recall improve. Kane's love of puzzles was a simple, joyful way of protecting her brain health. But mindset goes beyond hobbies. It's about resilience, the ability to recover from setbacks and keep moving forward. Kane lived through times of scarcity, illness, and loss. Yet she leaned on gratitude, faith, and humor instead of despair. This resilience is something any senior can cultivate. It doesn't mean ignoring pain or pretending challenges don't exist. It means acknowledging them, but choosing to focus on what can still bring joy. For example, seniors who practice gratitude, by noticing small daily blessings like a morning walk, a good meal, or a phone call from family, report higher levels of happiness and lower levels of stress. Social interaction was another part of Kane's joyful mindset. She enjoyed conversation and connecting with others. Even in her later years, she stayed engaged with people around her, sharing jokes, asking questions, and staying curious. This sense of connection is a critical buffer against loneliness, which has been shown to increase the risk of depression, dementia, and even premature death. Seniors who nurture social bonds, whether through family meals, community activities, or phone calls with friends, experience better mental and physical health outcomes. Generalized daily examples highlight how this looks in practice. A senior who spends each morning sitting quietly and worrying about illness may feel drained and isolated. But one who greets the day with curiosity, reading, chatting with neighbors, or finding joy in small hobbies, often feels lighter, more hopeful, and more engaged. This difference in mindset can shape not only how long someone lives, but also how fully they experience those years. Another part of Kane's mindset was faith and purpose. She had a strong spiritual foundation, which gave her comfort and meaning throughout her life. Science shows that purpose, whether through religion, community, or personal values, is linked with longer life expectancy. Seniors who feel they have a reason to get up each morning, whether it's caring for family, volunteering, or pursuing a hobby, live longer and report higher satisfaction. Perhaps the most inspiring part of Kane's mindset was her ability to embrace joy at every age. She celebrated milestones with excitement, looked forward to new experiences, and never lost her sense of humor. This spirit shows that even as the body ages, the heart and mind can remain young. For seniors today, this is a powerful reminder. Joy is not a luxury, it's medicine. Mindset and joy, then, were Kane's second key move. They kept her sharp, resilient, and connected to life even when circumstances were difficult. They also created a ripple effect. Her positivity uplifted others, inspiring family, caregivers, and the world. This lesson naturally leads to the final key move: connection and resilience through community. Food nourished her body, mindset nourished her spirit, and community nourished her heart. Together, they created the foundation for one of the longest lives ever lived. The third key move in Kane Tanaka's remarkable longevity was her deep sense of connection and resilience. While food nourished her body and mindset nourished her spirit, it was her relationships, community, and sense of belonging that nourished her heart. Research consistently shows that strong social ties are among the most powerful predictors of long life. Kane's example reminds us that independence doesn't mean isolation. It means being part of a network of love and support that helps carry us through the years. She lived with family and maintained relationships across generations. She participated in conversations, celebrated milestones, and engaged with her caregivers and community. These social interactions weren't just pleasant, they were essential. Studies confirm that loneliness and social isolation increase the risk of early death as much as smoking or obesity. On the other hand, seniors who feel connected experience better heart health, stronger immunity, improved mood, and sharper cognition. Generalized examples show the difference. Consider two seniors in similar health. One spends most days alone, with little interaction beyond television or the occasional phone call. Over time, their energy dips, motivation fades, and health issues feel heavier. The other senior enjoys regular visits from family, joins a local walking group, or participates in a community activity. Even if both face similar challenges, the second senior often feels happier, more energized, and more capable of handling life's ups and downs. Connection creates resilience. Spirituality and purpose were also part of Kane's longevity. Her faith gave her comfort and a sense of grounding. Many seniors, whether through religion, volunteering, or personal projects, find that having a reason to get up in the morning fuels both body and mind. Purpose provides direction when the world feels uncertain. It transforms aging from a passive process into an active journey, where every day still has meaning. Resilience ties all of these lessons together. Kane lived through more than a century of dramatic change, wars, global health crises, family losses, and cultural shifts. Yet she continued to move forward, leaning on joy, gratitude, and connection. This is perhaps her most powerful message. Life will bring difficulties, but with resilience, we can endure and even thrive. For seniors today, resilience may mean adjusting to health changes, navigating the loss of loved ones, or adapting to new technologies. With strong support networks and positive habits, these challenges can be faced with dignity and strength. What makes Kane's story so inspiring is that her secrets weren't magical or out of reach. They were simple, daily habits that anyone can cultivate. She ate balanced meals, stayed active in small ways, kept her mind engaged, found joy in games and conversation, leaned on faith, and maintained strong social bonds. Over decades, these small actions built into an extraordinary life of 119 years. For seniors listening today, the encouragement is clear. It is never too late to apply these lessons. Adding more vegetables to meals, calling a friend regularly, practicing gratitude, or finding a small purpose each day may seem minor, but they accumulate into resilience and joy. Just as Kane's 119 years were built one day at a time, so too can today's seniors build lives of strength and independence. Imagine a future where aging is not feared but embraced, where the later years of life are filled with meaningful meals, laughter with loved ones, curiosity about the world, and confidence in one's own resilience. This is the vision Kane Tanaka leaves behind. She proved that the human spirit, when nourished by food, mindset, and community, can shine brightly for well over a century. Her story is not just about living longer, it is about living better. She showed us that independence doesn't end at 80, 90, or even 100. It can continue into 119, fueled by joy, gratitude, and connection. Seniors everywhere can take this message to heart. Your later years can still be filled with strength, hope, and purpose. So the next time you sit down for a balanced meal, share a laugh with a friend, or choose gratitude over worry, remember Kane Tanaka. Her life is a reminder that longevity isn't about luck. It's about daily choices and the spirit with which we live them. And for anyone who dreams of living not just long, but well, her legacy offers a timeless roadmap.